How you doing? Friday night, or Friday evening, late evening. It's 9 o'clock and we're here again, live. I'm just gonna obviously set up so I can see your messages and do the usual and just let people know on Twitter that we're knocking around. Let's just get a couple of tabs open for you guys. Ribena tonight. Hot Ribena, reduced sugar. So new subscriber David Wallace, he's our latest subscriber. Nice of you to get on board, David. Let's just get the live stream. And very good, Mr. Downtick. Hey Cobby, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Cobby? Oh, I've lost. There we go. Mike James. Oh yeah, almost at 700, mate. I've not seen it in the last few minutes. I was 680 or something. Chris, how you doing? It's my mum trying to call me. I don't want to talk. I shall call again and I'll have to turn it off again. People don't understand if you reject. If you reject the call, they'll keep calling. She'll call again. Don't worry. No doubt. Some people won't sit and take no for an answer. She'll call again. But that's it. Hello, fellow citizens, English Mastiff. Hey, Martin C, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Gravy Bones. Gravy Bones, that's a new one on me. Hope you're well, mate. Just always interested where new people are from. So where are you from, Gravy Bones? Let the boys know, and the girls. Jeremiah, how you doing, mate? I hope you're really well. English Mastiff. And Chris, big smile for Chris. Kobe, you're so mad. Come on, tell me. Why are you so mad? Joseph, it's Stade Francais, Paris. You can see. Where is it? There you go. Stade Francais. Get it right. Hi, Bernard. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're really, really well. I'm just going to see if I can share this video. This YouTube's a funny beast. Really is. Hi, Cole. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, Cole. Cobby, the City Store is the most amateurish run store I'll ever dealt with for a club our size. Go on, Cobby. I've been there, mate. Trust me. I know they're really, really poor. You tell me what your problem is, mate. I'm here. Look at my ears. Look at the size of my ears. I'm here to listen, mate. Tell us what the problem is. I was at the City Store today, and there'll be a new video coming out probably on Sunday. I'm really tempted to squeeze it out today. But I've got to hang fire. Let's just get this message out. Let's just get people on board and let them know what we're talking about. So I'll tell you what the agenda is. It's a loose agenda, but we'll cover it all. Fabian Delph, okay, Douglas Luiz, Leroy Sané. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho and Manu Garcia. Yeah. And please join us if you can. That's what I'm going to tell people. So those are the topics for tonight. I'll quickly repeat them. Fabian Delph, Douglas Luiz, Leroy Sané, Jadon Sancho and Manu Garcia. Just turn my, get you off my Twitter. So, thanks Joseph. As I said, I got a lot of French stuff. It is very nice. I've got. Don't worry, I've got the tracky bottoms to go with it. Gravy Bones live, Leicestershire, Derbyshire borders these days. Oh, mate, you get me guessing now. Leicester, Derbyshire. So you're above Leicester and below Derby. Mansfield's Nottingham. I'm really struggling here. Really struggling. I might be in your neck of the woods tomorrow, actually. Ray Ball off to York races. No tips, mate. Tips, Ray. Keep your money in your pocket. Enjoy the day. Keep your money in your pocket. Best tip you'll ever get. When it comes to gambling, the best tip you'll ever get. Generally, this is what you got to remember. You don't see many poor bookies. Bookies are there. They're at the races, they're at football matches and rugby, and they've got boxes. Yeah, they've got boxes where they're paying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand for that box, including food and whatever, depending on the size of the box and the event. How can they afford that? It's from people, usually mug punters, betting. And the explosion of new gambling companies. Look at the Premier League. I guess out of 20 clubs, there must be a dozen sponsored by gambling companies. And there's a reason for that, because they're making, generally, shed loads of money off the back of people who think they can beat the bookies. And let's be honest, less than 1% or 2% can. Yeah, it's just a way to lose money. Let's have a look at your comments before I get into my stuff. And then, unfortunately, this thing. Okay. Hi, Bernard. Or evening, Colonel. I don't know who Colonel is. Englishman. Sané back in training. Yeah, he's in training. It's one of our topics. I mean, because it's a big push coming from Italy, apparently, that Sané and Nicolas Pepe from Lille in France are going to Bayern Munich. Big noises there, and everybody's jumping on this, because usually when one person starts a rumour, everybody jumps in. And then suddenly that rumour becomes very, very strong. But it could just be from one made-up story. So, yeah, Sané's in training. He's been the face of the Puma advertising for the new kit. A real embarrassment, as I read somewhere. It would really be an embarrassment for City to lose him after they've promoted him in, for the kit launch. He's going over to China. He's down to go to China for the pre-season tour. It would really be a kick in the teeth for City and a huge, what's the right word? Not marketing, a major PR faux pas if City were to lose Leroy Sané after promoting him so much. Cobby, for 2 weeks, been trying to order the new kit and still somehow the City online store keeps messing. Oh, mate, honestly, it is really, really poor. I've got to be honest. I've had problems with them on several occasions. Got to the point that I don't want to use it anymore, which is a shame because sometimes you can only get stuff online. Joseph, what I did? Nah, not much. I went looking at a car this morning. Wanted to get, I used to have this Mercedes CLS and I saw one and I thought, I need something for the next year or so, because, originally we were thinking to go to London this summer. That's not going to happen. Maybe we'll go next summer. So I thought, we need a car for probably 12 months, maybe even less. In the summer we're going to be in London so much, I don't need a car up here. And you certainly can't take a car down there where we live. In London, it's 38 quid a day for parking. I can't afford that. Although, even if I could, I wouldn't want to pay 38 quid a day, Monday to Friday, and £9 a day at weekends. That's concession, £9 a day. So basically, 38 times 5? 190 quid. So you're looking at 208 quid a week. It's over 10 grand a year. Could be 10.5 grand a year for a parking space. So that's basically what I did. Went looking at a car. Then I had a meeting with somebody, a big Manchester City women's team supporter, and she'll be on board this season. So we'll be doing covering the Manchester City women's team this season. Something that I would have liked to have done more of last season, but there's only so much of me to go around. With going to so many home games and so many away games, it just became impractical for me. You need two people to be going to home and away games, and if you're doing most of the away games yourself and going to most of the home games anyway, you can't do the women's team as well. You can't do the kids and the academy and the EDS, which is, I wanted as much coverage as possible. So this season, got someone on board who'll be doing the women's team, and so we're inclusive, trying to be really inclusive, because it's all part of City. It's all, I won't call it branding, but it's was it same team, same goals, or same city, same goals? That's the phrase they use, and I'd rather do that than play a bit of music. They keep declining my order and telling me it's my bank Man, you were calling my bank 4 times. I said, look, mate, Cobby, I told you I had an order with them last year, and some stuff that was on sale, these caps were on sale, and I thought, yeah, I really want some of these. I bought quite a few, probably half a dozen, maybe a couple of t-shirts as well, and they never arrived. So I had to contact them, and they never got back to me. I had to keep chasing, then eventually they come back and say, we'll look into it. A month or two later, they still hadn't replied, so I had to contact them. You know, it took me about 6 months, and then they said, we can't find the order, we'll refund you. And I don't think they ever did refund me. It's just one of those, you know. I should really go back and check to see whether they did or they didn't. Sadly, that's one of my faults in my life, is that sometimes I don't go and do things that are necessary, like check to see whether they refunded me or not, because I don't remember. I had a quick look at it, don't remember it coming through, so I really should write to them again. And to ask them, please tell me when did it go through. But I'll be honest, that's one of my faults. You know, so I don't push through with certain things that are actually going to benefit me. If I can get 50 quid back, then why not? I'll find out what's going on. Let's look at Joseph saying, Ashby de Lazucha, I've heard of that. Let's go through Joseph Sané staying. Well, that's one of our topics is Sané. Would you take Sancho back? That's another one of our topics. Chris Welch, talking about Jadon Sancho. We wouldn't take him back. I don't think City would, the way he left. Hi, football fans. I hope you're well. When you'll be getting other people on your streams? Not yet. I've got to get a lot of things in order. And to be honest, most of the next month I'll be down in, till the end of August. I'll be running around like crazy. I'll be in London. I'll be in Paris. And I'll be in Manchester. I've got a lot of travelling to do, and it's going to be difficult to get regular time slots. And if Google Hangouts is going, then I'll have to find obviously another way. I'll chat with you about that, football fan chat. But I just got to get on top of a lot of things. I've just set up today. I had a meeting to set up the fan stuff that we're doing for the Manchester City women's team, and fingers crossed that's got the go ahead to down at City today. At the City store at Etihad Stadium to discuss that project. So there'll be 1 or 2 people following the City women's team who are already big City women's teams fans, and then editing the video. So that video is ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So that'll go out tomorrow. That'll be I think it's going to be a good addition, you know, and then hopefully we'll keep on with that. Boxing on 5, I think, is Amir Khan fighting tonight, and Tyson Fury's brother. Bernard, yeah, I like that. Leroy Sané used to run down the wing. Gravy Buns, near as I said, I've heard of Ashby de Lazucha. Joseph, only if Sané leaves. Football fan chat, ordered your new laptop? Yeah, I don't need a new laptop. I need mine cleaning. Mine's slow as anything today, so I need to get that cleaned. Maybe move my a lot of my data and stuff. I've got tons of pictures and videos. I've got probably off the top of my head about 350 gigabytes worth of photos and videos on my laptop. So I need to move that out and onto standalone, you know, memory storage pack. Maybe a 4 terabyte pack would be a good one. To get 4 terabytes sounds like a good number, don't you think? Yeah, Ray, don't keep your money in your pocket. And as English Master says, don't eat yellow snow. Hi, Ocean Reg, hope you're well. Where am I off to, Gravy Bones? I'm off to somewhere near Bakewell. I know that's in Derbyshire. It's about an hour and a half from me, I think. It depends on the traffic. So I'm going off to somewhere near Bakewell to do some work tomorrow. I'm going to be in a parade, in carnival type village parade. So that's going to be quite interesting. And then I do a display. Got my own session, my own display. Where I believe I'll have thousands of people watching me. So I better deliver. I better come up with the goods. Yeah, Call H is Colonel. Let's get my... Don't want that. Turn that off. Sorry guys, I'm just going to put some more lights on so I can see. Delph for 8 million is a joke, Kamal. Yep, that's another one of our topics is Delph. Joseph Peter, the booking machines are rigged. They pay out every so often to keep you gambling. Well, I think, Joseph, from what I remember, they paid out about 89% at the time. So they are going to win. Yeah? And I think these were the pub machines or something. I remember reading somewhere 89% at the time or something, 90%. Whatever they set at, generally, people just keep gambling. Most people who win on them put the money back in. There was that story of that practice manager, doctor surgery in Failsworth, and she nabbed, I think it was about 18 months, she stole about 700 grand. She was playing these gambling apps on her phone, and one day she won 120 grand. 120 grand. And apparently within a few days, she'd lost it all. And that's the thing. Once you win, you think you're invincible and you can keep doing it. And she found out, as she's gone into the slammer now, that's what happens. She can keep Uli Hoeneß company. English Mastiff, we paid between 6 and 8 for Delph. We didn't pay a lot. PSG and for Sané. Mike James, I think that's paper talk. If Mings is 20, Delph is at least 20. Absolutely. Sea-Dog. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Well, Mings is what, 26, 24, 26, and Delph is 29. So that does make a difference. Andrew, hi. New on here. Been following you here for a bit. Do a good turn for the Blues. 2 things from me. Surely we cannot allow Sané to leave if we have... Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be one of our things, Sané, so we'll talk about that. Sané's in training. This is what gets me. I'll talk bits and pieces about it, and then when I go through it, I'll go through summarise it all. But he's in training. He's been plastered everywhere for the kit launch. He's going to, he's down for the China. He's one of the star names for the China trip, for the China pre-season tour. Along with David Silva and Bernardo Silva and KDB and Kyle Walker and one or two others off the top of my head, can't remember, probably some of the English players, Raheem Sterling, let's say. So why are we promoting him this much if we're going to let him go? And why on earth would we let him go for that cheaply? I understand there are reasons why we'd let him go for 90 million euros. And the fans don't like it, but there are reasons the club would let that happen at the last straw. Fernandes, I'll crush that now. Fernandes, the reason Fernandes, people have said Fernandes, where's he going to play? That's my first question. Where's Bruno Fernandes going to play? I want someone to tell me. He's going to play defensive midfielder. I think we've got Rodri, Fernandinho, Gundogan. So, and secondly, which non-homegrown player spot is he going to take? Because we're full up. We're full up now. That's probably a video I'm going to do. Homegrown. I'll make a note. Okay, so I'll do that. Whose spot is he going to take? It's a really important question. Someone has to leave for Bruno Fernandes to come in and take their spot. Who's it going to be? So I don't see the Bruno Fernandes. And I think the reason why we were linked again was because we're talking to Sporting. Now, if people know we're talking to Sporting, they'll think, well, which player are they after? Which player are they after? Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. Who's one of their best players? Well, Bruno Fernandes. João Felix was one of their better... that's Benfica. But if you're talking to a club, they say, who's one of your best players? So Sporting was... Bruno Fernandes. Now, apparently a couple of the directors were in Manchester this week, and United fans thought, hey, it's for Bruno Fernandes coming to United. Papers put two and together and said it's Bruno Fernandes coming to City. Apparently, the one I read and figured sounds true was Felix Correa coming to City. 19-year-old kid. That sounded more plausible. They wanted 7 million. We offered 3.5 million euros. And then there's also talk of this tie-up between Sporting and City. That all sounds plausible. Bruno Fernandes to City does not sound plausible for the reasons I've given. Whose place is he taking? Which non-homegrown player is he kicking out? And where's he going to play? Are we going to spend 70 million euros on a guy who's going to be second choice or third choice? Don't see it myself. No, Danielle Capacity, no gym today because I went out to look for a car this morning, and this evening my kids, it's the last day of school, they're tired, they didn't want to go to do Thai boxing, so a day off for everybody, a day off. I tried to go for a run this morning, but I got a problem with my hamstring, so I didn't even do a kilometre, less than half a mile or so, whatever it was, and I came back home. I just got to rest up. Hopefully I can go out for a run tomorrow. Andrew, second thing, definitely not criticism, but just I prefer the 15-20 minutes, 1 hour plus. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Andy, I'm trying to do the 2 vids a day. Today I couldn't do the one in the morning because I did the. It all depends on how much time I've got. I mean, I did that video on Douglas Luiz this morning, and I got that one out in the morning just before I went out to look at these cars. And so in the afternoon I didn't have time because I was interviewing somebody from the Manchester City women's fan chat that we're going to do next season. So I was doing that interview with her at Etihad Stadium. So I didn't have time to come back. And as I said, what I'm aiming to do is a 15 to 20 minute video around about 3 o'clock, between 3 and 4, something like that. Which is focused solely on the footy and Man City. 2 or 3 minutes intro, a few highs and shout outs, and bang, 10 or 15 minutes chat purely about the football, and then answer your questions for a few minutes at the end. And that's the way I want that afternoon. So it's really football focused, 15, 20 minutes, hard hitting, main stuff, and Man City. This session in the evening, it's meant to be about an hour where we talk mainly City, but other general football, other sports as well. And we'll also talk a little bit about life. But there's one thing we won't talk about, and I'll say this up front, I don't want to talk about religion. Let's not go there. Let's keep religion out of the evening chats. You need to clone 2, Drew. I need a clone of myself, mate. Two of you. I needed 2 of me. One to go down the gym today, and one to do all this the videos I was doing. Let's have a quick. There's a load of stuff on here. Let's catch up. Daniel Capassi. Nah, what I've eaten today is not really relevant. I had some pasta, tuna for lunch with some radish, and for dinner I had some chicken and some black beans. That's it. No rice, no carbs for dinner. Because I didn't do any exercise, so I don't really want to eat too much of that stuff. Hey, Mukunda, I'm really well, mate. No soup today, Mike. I had some soup, reduced sugar soup last night. Something nice and light. And I know if I want to lose weight and get back into shape, it's the evening meals that are my killers. So keeping it light. Video, if Barcelona sign him out, then how will they line up with M&S plus Griezmann? That's a really tough one. I don't, to be honest, I don't know, and quite frankly, I'm not that worried. I'm more worried how we're going to line up at City. Let them sign him, it's their problem, let them worry about it. But who are they going to have? Messi, Neymar, Suarez and Griezmann? I mean, what a forward line. Cobby, I mean, at City fan, where else am I supposed to get the team's merchandise? It's extremely frustrating. It's not these kits are cheap. The only other place you can do it is get it through. I suppose a shop. I can't remember where you're from, Cobby. Now you're, in the Windies somewhere. Oh, no, you're Maryland. No, there must be some outlets in America that you must be able to get them. Yeah, Chris, Delph should be 15 to 20 million. 15 sounds good. Video, have we inserted a buyback clause on any of these players? Yeah, Brahim Diaz. I'm not sure about Brahim. Sancho, I don't think we have a buyback. We have a sell-on. And Maffeo will be buyback stroke sell-on. I think we'll always have something in their contracts to allow them to go a bit below what they're actually worth. Jeremiah Victor Harding, I still can't reach. Have you tried to contact him? Try and contact him on Twitter. He's definitely on Twitter. Definitely, he should reply. There you go, English Massive. What time's the fight? I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to prepare for my work tomorrow. It'll be interesting. Nice to watch the boxing if I'm not asleep. Bait well tart. Very nice, English Mastiff. Everton only paying 8 million for Delph. Now it's previously rumoured that they will pay something like 15. Yeah, I mean, well, we heard already that it's Gold saying that Delph had already cleaned out his locker, so City didn't want him to go, but he's probably looking to move on by the looks of things. Nah, he's not. Mike, he might be Deadwood, but you don't give people away. You don't give someone like Delph away. Look what we did with Pablo Mari. We worked hard with this kid who never was going to play for us. We got him in. We did the scouting. Got him in for, I think, 225,000 euros. sent him on loan for two or three seasons, and now we just flogged him to. We flogged him for about just over £1 million. So we're going to end up with between £1 and £1.5 million profit on this kid. It's not to be sniffed at. And if we're working so hard on small deals like that for a guy who's never going to play for us, but we could see value, then why would we sell Delph at an undervalue? Bernard, cheeky chappy Bernard with the Manchester Tarts. Douglas Luiz asking, are you sad he's leaving? Absolutely, mate. When I catch up with these messages, I'll go through my agenda and we'll get it all done. Is that young centre half Joe Ladibaudiere? It's Ladibaudiere. We lost a couple of kids. We lost Cameron Humphreys. I think Ladibaudiere is still at City. I think. English Mastiff. Bernard, Luiz needs time to learn. Yeah, it's a good move. Should we sell Douglas Luiz for just 15? He might be worth more, but you got to remember he is worth more. I think it's a good move because if we've got a buyback clause, if he can get into Villa, get the work permit, and he can play. Okay, he can play at Villa, and he's got more chance of having a good season at Villa than if he came. If we got a work permit and he came back to City. He wouldn't get a good season at City because we've got too many people in front of him. If we sent him out on loan again, who's to say the loan is going to work? The thing about Villa is Villa want to stay up and they're going to spend that sort of money. They're going to play the guy. Yeah. If they took him on loan and he didn't work out for a few games, they'd just drop him. You paid 50 million quid for somebody. You're going to try and your damn hardest to make sure he works. And if he struggles in the first few games, you're still going to give him a chance. If you've got a loan player, very quickly, very possibly, you just push him and sideline him very quickly, and he gets forgotten about for that season. Yeah, Mike Fernandez not happening. Mangala and Bravo, I don't think that's going to happen. Gravy Bones, Bravo said he doesn't want to go. Mangala, I expect him to leave. That's it, Mucken. We sell players slightly below the value to get the buying club interested, and then we have a decent buyback clause. Carl, what's changed with Lewis's work permit that make Villa confident? Well, some people are saying he's not played for Brazil. That was one of the reasons we couldn't get a work permit. But I think it's going to be apparently a combination of two things. It's not his transfer fee, which is quite significant. The first report I read said that. But actually, it's more likely that he's got this extra year in Spain, playing in a top league in La Liga, so that helps to his point. So it helps. It's more positive towards his work permit, and probably also because apparently Villa are going to say we're going to play this guy a lot. He's going to be in our first team, whereas City couldn't say that, couldn't guarantee him many games. And if you turn around and say, yeah, well, the guy's going to play 6 games in the season at best, well, where's the absolute need for you to have them? And I think that's one of the part of the work permit. There has to be a skill shortage, and there has to be a reason. And at City, there's no skill shortage, and the player has to be good enough, or you have to have the need for him. Now, the player, according to the Home Office or the FA or whoever's doing the work permit appeal, the player wasn't at the right level. He wasn't good enough. If he'd played for Brazil, maybe that would have tipped him over the line. But at City especially, he's not an exceptional requirement. They haven't got that skill shortage. They've got a load of other players. Villa can turn around and say, look, we've got that skill shortage. We just come up from the Championship. We need good quality players, and he's a good quality player, and he's going to play for us. So I think that's what's going to swing it. They wouldn't be offering the money if they didn't think they could swing it. And they've not done a lot of work beforehand to make sure they can get this done. Yeah, Joseph, Man United have a lot of Mangalas on their books. If you're watching, nice if you tick, give us a tick. Sevilla signed former midfielder Fernando for $5 million. Is that Fernando Roches? The, what's that guy? The Octopus. The Octopus. Nah, Bernard, I don't think anyone's got dirt on Pep. Pep would just wipe the dirt off. Are you going to travel with the team on pre-season? No, Jeremiah. 2 reasons. One, we're going to spend the summer mostly in London and Paris because my wife can't get off work. And if we could have got her 4 weeks off, we'd have gone to the Far East and spent hopefully our time in Malaysia as a base, and then gone out. I'd have gone out at least, left a family in Malaysia, they'd have had a good time. And I'd have gone to China for a week, maybe to Japan for 3 or 4 days, and then come back to Kuala Lumpur. But my wife's got to work, so we're going to spend a lot of time in London and Paris. And then I've got work as well. A few months ago, I agreed to do some work before the dates were announced. And the dates of the final that weekend, which is next weekend, I'm working. I'm working at a castle, so which I can't turn down, I can't walk away from because I'm doing it. A friend asked me, and I can't let him down now. So got to do that, you know. I'll give him my word, and to friends, you got to come through. So I can't go, which is a real shame. So I'm gonna have to watch it on the telly if I get a chance. Might not, because I'm working all day long, like 10-hour days. Djokovic versus Federer. Yeah, I'm really glad that Federer won. Be great final. My favourite soup. I like mushroom soup, cream of mushroom soup. Tomato soup's nice, but cream of mushroom. Foden, maybe he's got a bit more time off. He's got a kid. You know, who knows? Maybe he's got a slight injury. Radish, Mucken, there's lots of different type of radish. Just find one that's okay. Just have a little bit. You don't need to have a lot. Yeah, Bernard, look, drop that sugar. You know, the thing is, what happened with me, that my tea's now boring, so I drink coffee instead. And it'll get to the stage where the coffee's boring, so I'm drinking this sugar-free or reduced sugar Ribena. And it'll get to the stage I get bored with this, and I might just end up drinking hot water or lemon water. I used to drink a lot of that, lemon and lime water, and that's quite, you know, decent. And it's got a bit of vitamin C, natural. You know, it's just water. Put some a slice or a couple of pieces of lemon, a couple of pieces of lime, and you're good to go. Lots of players at Seville. Oh, I missed that. Let's go back up. Lots of City players played at Seville. It seems like Nolito, Nasri, Jesus, Navas, and now Fernando. A lot of people. Gravy Bones. I thought your favourite soup would be Oxo. Mukund Nadkami. Yeah, me too. I'll probably die of sugar. Yeah, I love my sugar, but I try and stay away from it now and again. Fight's on now. Oh, I'm going to miss it. Doesn't matter. Watch it again if it's any good. The facility looking swanky this season. Well, I went in the club shop today. Yeah, it looks extremely, extremely nice. So there's a video coming out from my time at the City Club shop today, and I think that's going to hit the stands on Sunday if I can get it done. It's just got to find the time to get it done. I mean, you know, did that video for Douglas Luiz this morning. Did the meeting at the City Ground today for the women's Super League next season. The women's team for the whole of next season. And then I've edited it and got it ready to load tomorrow before I go out and get that on the stands. Eric Garcia in the Championship might happen. Let's see how he does in China and Japan. If he does well enough, maybe Pep takes that risk, because you got to. I mean, the Liverpool game will be a tough game. You better believe it. You know, I think Jurgen Klopp will see it as a marker for the season. And so he'll put out a good team. So if Eric Garcia plays, we'll soon find out if it's any good. Looking at your team, Mike. I'm not sure I played Jesus, I'll be honest, because he's just coming back from the Copa. The rest of it looks fine, but I'm not sure I play Jesus. I might try and play something different. I might try and throw a spanner into Liverpool works, but just by doing something totally different. English Master, if you're a card with your little jokes. City Square. Well, I was there till the kids were playing basketball. There's some sort of thing going on. Very, very loud music. Bravo will stay, I think so. Why would they loan out Muric? If not, yeah, absolutely, Sea-Dog. Muric is gone. We said that a few days. We said that for the last 2 weeks. He was going to Nottingham Forest. Gravy one's dead on Bernard. Choc, not chick. English Master City should make a massive shopping mall next to the Etihad. They could do that. I don't know where the land is, because I think that a lot of the land right next to the City Ground is safe for City now. Because can you imagine if you want to expand something or do something special and you've got a shopping centre there? Might as well be Bolton. Hi Johnny, how you doing, mate? So have a quick look at your things. Hi Solator, Tarsus, hope you're well. And then using Cancelo, there's no news out there on the wires, nothing in the papers. I've been checking the media, nothing on Cancelo. The only things I want to talk about, and I'll do that in about 5 minutes, is Fabian Delph, Douglas Luiz, Leroy Sané, Jadon Sancho, Manu Garcia. Those are the topics, and obviously the women's not addition to our channel. We're going to be doing the Women's Super League next season. Federer's 37. Wow. Yeah, it'll be good to see how that Palaversa is when he comes back. Love sunglasses, they're nice ones. Can ask? Yeah, I wear them all. I wear them in bed. I wear them in the shower all the time. Lentil soup is a good one. Yeah, I had that. I had one at Marks and Spencer's, spicy lentil soup. Very nice. Cancelo goes to PSG? Don't know, mate. I mean, look, we're in speculation time, and that's all it is. People just make stuff up and speculate. I tell you what. There you go. I'm bored. I'm bored, Johnny. To be honest, I got bored with Johnny complaining. So there we go. I might lentil soup, very good, very healthy. The peas, beans, and lentils, that kind of thing. So yeah, Eric Garcia's with Spain, isn't he? Yeah, I think originally he wasn't going to go, and now he's going because I've seen a promo vid. Do we own the stadium now? No, we still rent it. We still rent. I think City have done it in such a way that that link with the council is always there, and the council will get a lot more money this way than City buying it outright. And also, kind of. The council are kind of beholden to City. So if Sheikh Mansour wants to do a certain housing project, it's more likely to go through than not. With all the other links to the council. Sorry if it's Buffalo English Mastiff. I've not had a problem with mine. Mine's. So I'm watching. See, the thing is, I've got the phone on, so obviously it's coming. I'm streaming through the phone, and I'm watching it on my laptop as well. So. If there is a buffering problem, I should be getting it on my laptop. It might be you, I don't know. Let's try and catch up. Joseph I got bored. There's a few. I do know there's a couple of people on here who were on the wind up. So, as long as they don't go too far, I'll let them stay. It sounds very nice, Mike James. Cauliflower, sweet potato and peppers. English Mastiff, I think we're just renting the stadium because we just want a kind of that link with the council. The council are getting more money from us, and they know that, then they should. And I actually think one of the reasons is it's to make the council push through anything that City want to do. Especially the owners. They want to do a massive new housing project somewhere. They're more likely to get the green light the way they're doing things around City than if they weren't. So look, I don't play FIFA 19 now. I've given up. Okay, Tom, what's your opinion on Sané? Will he leave? Okay, guys. Okay, here we go. Because my stream's working, so that's how because I've got it working on there. That's how I figure there's no problem. Okay, give me some likes, you swines. Okay, let's go through the topics. Okay, Fabian Delph. Now we were talking last week, hoping that we said from goal reckon he'd cleaned out his locker, and you know, apparently we weren't sure whether the club wanted him to stay because he is a versatile homegrown player. You can't say that. So there was a thought that the City may want to keep him there in Manchester for that versatility. Because if we did lose a couple of players at left back, for argument's sake, Ben Mendy has a problem with his knee, and somebody else gets injured, we've got Delph, yeah, and Danilo leaves, we've got Delph, okay. And for midfield as well. So he is a versatile, useful, flexible player. But now the talk is it's 8 million to Everton, and you know we might just let the guy go. If the guy wants to leave, it might just be you're better off just cutting your losses. Yes, he's probably worth 15 million quid. He's only 29 years old. He's an England international. You know, he's not played that many games, but he's won 5 trophies in the last 2 years at City, and he's still an England international. But sometimes if a player's unhappy and they want to go, let him go. You know, maybe a few quid, few million less than he's worth, but let him go, let him move on, and just keep going with the players who want to be here. So Manu Garcia, there's been a report about Manu Garcia. So let me tell you about Manu Garcia. He's a kid, another kid that we bought. I'm just going to pull up the notes I got on it's on the MEN. I was reading this on Manu Garcia. Now, Manu Garcia, you know, there was talk. I mean, obviously, he's training right now. He come back from loan. He's training with he was at Toulouse in France, and I think we got, off the top of my head, it was about 400,000 euros for the loan fee. So, you know, it is useful to get these loan fees. Now, Manu Garcia. Now, the rumor is that he doesn't want to go on the pre-season tour. He wants to sort out his future. Now there's a talk that he might go back to Sporting. I can't say this in Spain. Sporting Gijón, okay, Sporting Gijón in Spain, and the newspaper El Comercio are saying that that they want him back. He came from there, and you know, and if he goes, what's he worth? A few million quid. He's got to be worth a few million quid. But it might be that we might send him out on loan with a view to a permanent deal. So we're just going to wait and see. But apparently he wants to sort out his future rather than go on the tour. And it's only natural. The guy wants to play football. You know, he's young, around 23 years old. And it's only right that he can get out and play. Who else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, let's see what comes up next. What should we talk about? I'll do Leroy Sané in a minute. I want to do Jadon Sancho now. It's a very brief thing. Jadon Sancho has been talking about why he left City in 2017. He rejected a new contract. He joined Borussia Dortmund. The MEN is saying for 7 million quid. He scored 37. He scored and assists 37 goals in 55 appearances over the 2 seasons. Now, Borussia Dortmund didn't let him stay at the Under-17 World Cup. They called him back to keep him on the bench or in the squad. You know, whereas Phil Foden, City allowed him to stay, win the actual World Cup final, score 2 goals in the final, get the man of the Golden Boy Award for the man of the tournament, and Jadon Sancho was just watching from afar. So he played, up to a certain point. I think it was the quarterfinals. Then he was called back to Germany, not to play. I didn't see the point in that personally, but Dortmund must have had the reason, and I think because of the way Sancho left by going on strike, refusing to go on coming to train or whatever, there's no way he's going to come back. And so let's see what he said. He told Soccer Bible, when I left City, there was a lot of people that doubted me. They were like, "Oh, you shouldn't have left Pep Guardiola." But I just thought it was the best thing for me. He's not really said much, has he? But he said a little bit more. I still have love for Pep. I still love everyone at the club, because he took me from Watford and helped me develop into who I am today, and obviously going to Dortmund. They helped me with a bigger step, making my debut. And now I've made my debut, I've expressed myself, and now I'm in the position where I am today. I'm so grateful to everyone who's been part of my journey so far. Watford as well, started off life at Watford, so it's been really good. So, I mean, in these interviews, I don't think they really say that much, to be quite honest. But he's good mates with Raheem, so he says it's good to chill with Raheem. He just gives me advice on what I should do and what I should not do, and it helps me a lot. It's good, I like him, and he's obviously from London himself, and I look up to him, so it's good to chill with him. He just gives me advice on what I should do and what I should not do, and it helps me a lot. He said that before. He said it again. A bit boring to say the thing again. It's nice. It's nice getting it from Raheem because he's a great player. Everyone from London, especially playing football, looks up to him. The media was on his back, and I remember some things that were said about him that just weren't true, and I'm so happy that he's flipped it around, and now everyone's just backing off him, and because he's such a great guy and so humble. So, I mean, Jadon Sancho hasn't said that much really, but it's out there, and people want to know what Jadon Sancho's saying, just because he's a talent. You can't deny that. Should we talk about Leroy Sané? Okay. Now, this evening, it was reported from Mercato. It was, I think it came from Italy, France or Italy, and it's been picked up and bashed around. And you can see it on social media. People are worried because it just sounds so definite. It sounds so definite that Bayern Munich are going to pay 165 million euros to get Leroy Sané for 90 and Pepe from Lille. They're going to get Pepe from Lille, who's a striker, for I think 75 million euros. Okay. Now, you know, when sometimes people write stuff in such a way, you think, wow, it must be true. Must be true. Yeah, I'm just going to bring something up. Yeah. So when they talk about it, you think, must be true, you know. It has to be true that if they're going to say Nicolas Pepe is 75 million and Leroy Sané is 90 million, it's quite specific. And then they talk about it, so I think, wow, you know, must be true. This must be true. Who knows? You know, Sané's been linked with PSG, Bayern Munich. I just think I don't know if it's just red herrings. I mean, as I said earlier, I can't believe City invested so much time in him, including him with all the photo shoots for the new kits, promoting him as one of the main players going to the pre-season tour in China and Japan and Hong Kong. So I just can't see this. And, you know, I just like someone to come out and say, oh, this is a load of rubbish. It ain't happening. And I prefer that person to be Leroy Sané, to come on, look, this is a load of bull. You know, leave me alone. I'm here at City. I'm going to sign a new contract, or I've got 2 years left. I'm going to honour it, blah, blah, blah. You know, so all this noise, it's just noise. And apparently, Leroy Sané put out a tweet, and I'm just trying to get up the details, and City deleted it because it showed Leroy Sané returning to training. And apparently, this is according to the MEN, I didn't see it originally. You know, apparently some City fans were panicked. So Kevin De Bruyne came for training because it's some of the players who had been on playing internationals, Nations League. They came back a few days after everybody else. So a lot of players were there: KDB, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Zinchenko, and Sané. And each of them, when they returned, City uploaded short videos of the players walking back through the door and greeting staff as they were coming in. Okay, but the video Sané has been deleted, which some City fans got worried. You know, why would City delete that one of Sané? Yeah. So because of that link, and so City fans are quite worried. So, you know, but apparently City have reposted the video. So they deleted it and reposted it. So that deletion of the video, that tweet, really panicked the City fans. Now they put it back up because they thought, oh no, you know, Sané's not going to, you know, they didn't want him here. They don't want this, it's just volume. I tell you, I hate that MEN. When you put the MEN site on, they put the videos on automatically and you have to turn the volume down. So yeah, that's the stuff about Sané. So there's not really that much. And the last one, talk about Douglas Luiz. I did the video this morning. It's really banged, that video. I think it's knocking on 3,000 views, which is, for me, it's kind of viral, really, because 3,000 views for a channel with, was it 700, over 3,000 views now. And our channel's got less than 700 subscribers, so I'm about 4.5 times the number of subscribers that have watched the video, so it's absolutely fantastic. But Douglas Luiz, the rumour is he's going to go for 15 million to Aston Villa. And Aston Villa are confident apparently they must be that they're going to get a work permit for various reasons. It may be that the extra year in Spain adds to his points. The fact that Villa say, yes, we need this guy, he's important to us, whereas at City he wasn't. And then I expect, if he goes for 15, City will have a buyback clause, 20, 25 million, whatever it's going to be, 30 million. If he can make the grade, then City can get him back. Let's go back to your question, your chat. I've got probably 5 minutes, guys, 5 or 6 minutes. So I really wanted to be doing an hour. Because I've got a lot of work to do tonight. I want to see a bit of the boxing, but I've got a lot of work to do for my work shows tomorrow. I've got a lot of preparation to do. Decide what I'm going to wear. I mean, that's bad enough. Anyway, let's go through points and then see how long we can stay on. Wow, lots of messages. Hi, Paul. Hope you're well, Paul. C-Dog, read my message with PSG and City from earlier. Curious about your opinion. You're going to have to repeat it, C-Dog. There's so much going through at the moment that I've missed it. Maybe Gravy. I'm not sure about the music arena, but there's a lot of space around City that is ripe for development. Yeah, and it's just, let's be honest, they're just looking to make more money. And so I suppose they're going to do it at some point. Mike, I love peanut butter and jam sandwiches. I can't believe that, Mike, because everything you tell me is like healthy. And peanut butter is not bad, but peanut butter and jam? Sea-Dog, absolutely Sea-Dog. Build a food court, mall, bars, shops would be great. I'd like to have decent food at Etihad. Decent food at a decent price. Never going to happen. Gary, Gravy Bones, Delph is proud. You can't knock the guy, He's made some mistakes, but when we needed him, he was there. Video, why haven't we signed Nathan Ake? Because I don't know, mate. Honestly, maybe we were always happy with what we've got. If we thought if we could get Maguire at the right price, we'd get him. If we can't, we'll go with Garcia and Fernandinho as cover and be happy with it. Maybe C-Dog, yeah, PSG and City, because obviously there's political issues between the two countries, and not that we're owned by a country, but we're owned by a royal family, a member of the royal family of a country, whereas Qatar are owned by the country, the state itself. Chris, will Sané join Bayern Munich? I mean, City had a better season. I think Sané would rather stay with City. I actually think so as well. If you're looking at for purely football reasons, I think Sané should stay at City, fight, get himself sorted out. I think that's all he needs to do, is sort himself out and play the way he can play, and then he'll be playing more often than not. In the big games, he'll be playing. He's just got to prove himself and show himself, which is what he did in the first season. The second season, he's just not been as good. Safe standing before we redevelop, I think. Yeah, we could look silly, so that's why I'm just waiting to see what happens. Mike says we've been shrewd these days, not going to be mugged up by anyone. Also, our owners are Abu Dhabi. There's the Akata, absolutely an issue. Yeah, Superman T-shirt. Superman T-shirt. I quite like that. We've got a load of these Punisher kind of T-shirts. Chris, English Massive, I think it would be hard for any player leaving City. Why would you not being big-headed? But yeah, we're certain to more likely to win a trophy or two at City and the Champions League at the moment, even though we've not done brilliantly in the last 3 seasons. But I'd say City have got a better chance to win the Champions League than Bayern Munich. Mendy's on thin ice, says Mike. Yeah, look, Mendy's going to make it happen this season. Let's have a look. Paul Sancho needs to go up. He's a mardy little boy. Yeah, he's an idiot, But look, at the end of the day, he's going to turn around and say, look, I've made the move and I'm doing well for myself. And it's a funny old thing, because if he stayed at City, I think he'd be playing. He'd be pushing and fighting with Leroy Sané to start. Why not? I think he could have been up there. But his problem was, how did he get that initial breakthrough? When we had we had too many players in the position, and it would have been struggling to get a breakthrough. Gabby played well on the right. I think Gabby can play up, you know, the hard work he puts in. I think he can play right or left. Nah, English Mastiff, I can't believe that, just because he's in a red hoodie. Maybe Tom, I didn't know that if he was wearing a night jumper. If PSG offered 130 for Sané, would you accept it or reject it? It depends on the kid. If the kid wants to leave, then I'd accept it. I'd bite the hands off. If he wants to leave, he's adamant he wants to go, then there's no point keeping him on an unhappy player. But if he doesn't want to go, then I wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't sell him if he said I want to stay. Yeah, Bernard, look, the problem is it's a quiet time of the season. Yeah, no transfers are happening now. It's all very quiet. They've got to make stories. You know, some of the stuff coming out is pathetic, but they've got to talk about something to keep interest going. Let's get back to that Villa fan. I just saw it and then I missed it. Philly D, Villa fan here. After watching your Douglas video, it seems a good deal. Yeah, I think it's a great deal. You know, he's a player that Pep thought, Pep really wanted. Pep put that personal, help with the appeal for him last season to get the work permit. So, you know, I think he's definitely good enough, or Pep thinks he's good enough. He's got the potential to be good enough to be at City. So, you know, going to Villa for that sort of money, it's cheap enough for Villa to get a player that, in all honesty, I think if they were to buy him right now, it should be at least 25 million quid. Okay? So they're getting a player cheaper than he should be. And if he makes it, then they'll make some money on him as well. So I think it's win-win all round. The kid gets good game time in the Premier League. Villa get a decent player, and on top of all that, if he does really well at Villa, we can buy him back. You'll make some money, and our player's been developed. Fantastic. English Mastiff, I don't think we're going to go up to 100. I think we'll be lucky to get 100 million euros. Yeah, I mean, I hate Bayern. You know, Bayern push all the German clubs around. Now they're trying to push City around. Mokun, so that's the reason. I'll have a look. MEN no notes. How do you think Aston Villa will do in the Premier League, guys, upcoming season? They spent 100 million. Look, I think the difference was with Fulham. Fulham spent it in a haphazard way. They bought too many players who couldn't integrate, and they didn't know who the best players were. So Fulham did it wrong. Now, in talking to Villa fans, they feel they've done it better. They're going to buy fewer players, and it's going to be a more close-knit team. I think it helps that the manager's more local. I think they've got a chance, but it's going to be damn hard. You know, any team coming up, the stats show, it's very hard for a team coming up to stay up. Yeah, they either go down that season, or they might be like Huddersfield, just managed to stay up, and then next season were abject. It's happened before. Yeah, Bayern is a big joke club. Yeah, I hate them. That's what I have Stute jam, no added sugar. Peanut butter toast.